Yo, 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 we are back with another episode of Leef with the Legends podcast. Today, I'm joined by one of '04's finest. Got a Milwaukee legend, a Burleigh Zoo legend, a Japan, a Japan legend, a 15-year pro. Man, I'm joined by my boy, man. My never was a teammate, but always was an opponent, man. My boy, Draelon Burns, man.
Man, thank you for having me, Leef.
Oh, man, for sure, for sure. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm cool, man. Happy to be on here, bro.
Oh man, I'm glad you pulled up, and I know you don't. I know you don't do this often, so I appreciate it. I'm honored. I'm honored.
For sure. Respect.
Always been that. So let's take it back to the beginning, bro. Like, how was it for you growing up in the mill? Specifically in the zoo.
No, man, growing up over there was pretty cool, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I knew how to escape the situation. I was kind of bright, like just observing my surroundings and know who not to be around for a long period of time. So I always drift off to like the park or friends that just went down and rode bikes. And that's how I wandered off into basketball. So I always stayed away from the guys who made a little rougher decision that made me uncomfortable. If you made me too uncomfortable, I go somewhere else and just stay in my own little vibe.
Right. But I mean that speaks to you though, like to have that wherewithal, like at a young age to know, like, oh yeah, they on some bull. I ain't finna go that way.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the zoo to somebody that like ain't from Milwaukee?
It depends on when you coming, or what period of time. Like right now it's back a good community, but back in the day, like you really had to know somebody. If you didn't really know nobody, somebody would have, got you acquainted with who you need to be acquainted with. You know what I
mean? I feel you. So who was the? How did you get introduced to the game of basketball?
Man, at first I learned. My older brother taught me the basics of the game, like traveling, how to double, and all them things like that. But other than that, wandered to the park, met a friend, started playing basketball. Get my cousin Efren started coming to get me, and I started playing basketball with him. So I just started playing basketball, so much basketball that over the years, I just started being a little familiar with the game and scoring a little bit more, getting taller. So just repetition is probably the best situation I was in when I was young.
I love it. And we, like I said earlier, like we never been teammates, like on no warning, nothing, like back like AAU, high school, nothing. So like I think we first met. You might have been like 11 or 12 when you started playing with the Rebels, and I was with Swish.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of them battles. I remember going up against you, Boo, Tyson, Lil Billy. All and it was some good run.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't really like it too much. We ain't really win too many times, so I don't really like talking about it. Y'all still talk trash on social media about it, so I be seeing it. So, yeah, it wasn't too fun for me.
I got you.
But playing against y'all definitely made me fight to be a better player, though, for sure, to try to beat y'all every year.
No, for sure, and got to shout out, the Rebels organization, Dale, all them, Shelby, Ward, all them over there. So definitely, got a great foundation, started there. So like you said, you played a lot of hoop, whether that was at the park, AAU, wherever, Boys and Girls Club. Like as you begin, to get older, like how did you decide to go to Riverside? Like, because you was getting some, you was highly touted as an 8th grader. So how did you decide to go to Riverside?
That's a crazy story. I was supposed to go to Madison, but the coach, something happened with the coach where the coach I was supposed to go there with didn't get the job. Then I never heard from him, so I was at home just chilling for like 2 weeks, not knowing what was going to happen. And the Riverside coach called me, like, if I get you over here, if I get you in school, would you come? I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? So and that's how I got to Riverside.
Mm.
Just like that.
Is it true that Pre was supposed to go over there with you?
The Pre?
Yeah.
No, I think people got it confused that we were supposed to team up. We wanted to get together in AAU.
He said it though. He said that he damn near went to Riverside.
Oh, for real? I know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. I didn't know
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
Oh, that'd be
Ike
cool.
talked him out the ledge the day before school started.
Oh, that would have been cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But y'all had a whip over there though.
No, yeah, we was pretty cool. No, who was over there? Melvin, James Hayes, Tim Baker, Leonard Langdon, Bob. Was Ricky was? I think Ricky came my sophomore year. I think Ricky Frankel was there. A couple other people, man. So yeah, we was pretty cool. We was getting pretty far, and we were running to King a little bit. So I mean,
I hear you.
I really.
So what was your expectations like coming in like as a freshman? Like, you like I know I'm gonna play VAR, I know I'm gonna start VAR or what? Like what was your
Yeah,
mindset?
yeah. I'm already like when he called me. I told him like, man, I'm playing VAR, right? That was one of my things. Like, I wasn't going nowhere to play JV. No disrespect to anybody who played JV,
Yeah.
but like one of my things, like I'm not going anywhere if I play JV or have to play. Even though I didn't feel in my soul I would have to, but I just needed the coach to say, no, you're not playing JV.
I got
And
it.
he gave me that promise. So it was pretty easy once I got there because it really wasn't no pressure because I'm already knowing I'm on the team and I just could like focus on getting better at the time.
No, I feel that. I feel that. So what would you say was like that biggest adjustment like from because you was playing AAU at a high level, eighth grade. So what would you say was the biggest adjustment like from from eighth grade to high school varsity?
Just probably being able to match the guys' quickness and strengths and stuff like that. Because a freshman and a senior is it's 4 years,
Right,
3 years.
right.
So other than that, scoring wise, I pretty much was up there with them, but they was just more advanced, like coming out, not knowing how to get around the screen. I didn't know how to get around the screen at the time, so just stuff like that would set us apart. But other than that, scoring and the other natural talent, I was pretty much better than a lot of the guys.
No, for sure, for sure. You definitely was. So you have a hell of a great freshman year. Really, then you like take that jump even more your sophomore year.
Mhm.
Then you decide to transfer.
Yeah,
So what went into that decision?
man, great question too. So when I got over there, I was a young kid, so I kind of was going through some situation where I lashed out at the coach sometime and not knowing no better, So that kind of got out of hand for me, and uh, once I came to the conclusion, like it's hard for me to go back from what I have done. I just decided to leave because I didn't see my future being too bright over there. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and when I went to country, it was me and my friend, so it was pretty much an easy adjustment for sure.
Yeah, no, y'all had it, and over at Custer, y'all took a whip over there too.
For sure. No,
Yeah,
no, no. Yeah, we was real nice over there.
yeah, y'all
We was,
y'all
we was
y'all almost
nice.
y'all almost got us.
Yeah, we almost got y'all. We really wanted to see y'all in the championship. We wanted to see y'all, but
That would
Brian
have been
Bush
cracking.
went too much for us.
That would have been cracking.
That would have been nice. That's what we really thought was going to happen.
Yeah, because I mean that regular season game, like it was cracking.
Yeah,
I remember because it was a snowstorm that day. It was
yeah,
snowing hard. I remember that. I never forget that, dog. It was snowing
yeah.
hard. It was snowing hard as ever, bro. And I'm like, and
Sure.
we still had the game though.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
And I remember you dropped what you got 30, 32, something like that.
31,
31,
31.
31. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Yeah, no, it was cracking. It was cracking. So like you
Yeah,
said, y'all have a hell of a season. We have a hell of a season, and
sure.
it's set to where we could, two city teams could meet in a
Mhm.
WIA state championship game.
Yeah,
So like talk about that state run and that state experience.
man, it was. it was really a great experience because Custer ain't never been upstate. So we was the first team to ever go upstate, and that's history. So every time you go in there, there's only one banner for going upstate, and it's hard.
Right,
So that's
right.
pretty cool. But other than that, it was so many pivotal moments, like Tyson stealing the ball, the game to go upstate. We was down one. I think he stole the ball and passed it up, and Daniel dunked it for game point, and that's how we came upstate. But I think our downfall is when we made it upstate, we thought we won a championship. We was real comfortable. We went up there playing around, joking, still. So we really didn't take it serious, to be honest. So, but it wasn't on purpose. Like we really didn't. No knock to our coaches or anything, but we really didn't take it as serious as I thought we could have. So we went up there, and Brian Butch showed that we didn't take it that serious.
Yeah, he definitely he got off. What he finished with, like 40 something, 45?
Man, he made the state record on us for 45. I don't know if it's changed now for like upstate, but back then when he had 45, it was the state record. Yeah.
I remember as y'all was leaving out, we were coming in. And
Yeah.
then I remember, we just kind of, quick little conversation. And y'all was just like, man, go get him, go get him.
Yeah.
But it was different though back then too though. Like you said about the focus, and when you get upstate, like
Mm-hmm.
now they only play 2 games. But remember back then you had to play 3.
Mm-hmm.
You played Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's a grind, bro. Like that's a grind. So you definitely got to be locked in.
For sure.
Yep.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So how was it? How was it playing for Mark that one year?
Man, it was pretty cool playing for him. He was a great motivator. He pretty much showed me what type of condition you have to be in to be a D1 athlete, and the leadership that you need to basically help your team go. So he was definitely great. He always stayed in the gym. You know what I mean? Sometimes he'd get out there and even try to play with us. You know what I mean? So we had a real good time. I was only there one year. I'm pretty sure he got better because he's still coaching out here somewhere.
Yep, yep. No, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure. So you say you only was there for one year, and you was one of the
yeah.
first people who, like, I knew kind of personally to go the prep route. Because we had some older cats that did it, but like how did you even get like introduced to Laurenburg, and how did that come about?
Like I said earlier, like I'm a real observant guy, so I watched a lot of the guys before me, like what they would do or whatever, and how they would move. As far as the basketball players that had big names, like the Q Mods and the J.R. Morrises, that was going prep school before me. You know what I mean? The Deion James that went to prep school. So once I seen it, and my grade really wasn't the best, and I knew I didn't want to go to JUCO at all. Like that was one of my biggest things. Like I did not like I didn't want to play nothing but VAR. I didn't want to go nowhere but D1. Like I go mid, like high mid, and I hopefully high. But other than that, that was just my goal right there. So that was my main focus throughout the whole situation.
And Laurenburg, that's in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, North Carolina, Laurenburg, North Carolina.
So how was that? Why you laugh? How was that?
Because like that place was like one of them places that you put in the back of your head once you leave.
Really?
Like, yeah, like my prep school, like we had a great time. It's just like Fort Worth, like I had a great time. But you had to poke your chest out from time to time, you know what I mean? And I wasn't going there expecting that I had to poke my chest out. You know what I mean? And so that was the bad part about it.
Damn. See, and that's like just me. When you hear prep school, you're thinking
Yeah.
uniforms. You thinking, somewhere kind of tucked maybe in the mountains or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a really little city.
Okay.
Like we practiced like 2 miles down the road. We used to walk 2 miles like 6 in the morning. Me and Bo, Avery Smith, we used to be walking like 2 miles through like neighborhoods to make it shorter, all type of stuff, through like grass fields. Sometime on the way back, man, we had hitchhike rides. Like, yeah, like nah, we was out there really living. You know what I mean? But like it's just a sacrifice to get to where we really wanted to go, which was Division 1. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, for sure. So how was the like? That's the the off court stuff, but like how was the hoop part of it, like the games and stuff? How was that
All
experience?
the hoop parts of it was great. Like we used to practice. Our practice squad was like a lot of international uh, kids. So we was high school. Me and Avery was high school. We had a lot of international kids, like
Okay,
guys from Brazil, from Nigeria, Cuba, Panama, and these was our team. So it's another team there that's a fifth year team. So these are the fifth year players who have to go here to get their grades up to go Division One. So every morning we playing against these guys. We getting reps against these guys, and they're going high division. Memphis, Louisville's, and Cincinnati. So we really playing against these guys every day. That's practice.
God,
Yeah. So then the tournaments in prep school, we used to go play against like Josh Smith on one team. Him and Rondo was on the same team at the time. You can tell how that pretty much was.
that was Oak Hill, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
OPL.
yeah.
Then in Mount Zion, it was Brandon Rush and a whole lot of other people. You know what I mean? So it was like every day, every time you step on the court, it was like you got to bring your A game, and which
Oh,
made it a
for
lot
sure.
easier when you went off to play somewhere else, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So after that year, at Laurinburg, like what schools was recruiting you?
A couple teams called me and was like, stay another year, and then we'll give you a scholarship, right?
Right. Okay.
But it was like some high levels, like Memphis hit me, like I think Kentucky reached out, Memphis reached out, but it was so harsh of a living situation there that
You
I
wanted
just
you
couldn't
wanted
stay.
out.
Yeah, I wanted out. Like they wasn't feeding us that good, like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was a rough situation, so there's no way I would have did 2 years. So I came home and I was working out and I was just practicing and stuff, talking to my AU coach, Michelle Ward, just seeing what's going on. And then we lined up DePaul and Texas A&M. I know them two for sure, and I know we was going to Florida, but I just can't remember what school in Florida.
Mhm.
But as soon as I got to DePaul, though, like I was tired. I was tired of travel. I already had a bad experience in Laurinburg as far as, off the court. So I didn't want to go too far from my home and no more like my family.
Yeah.
So when I went to DePaul, which was in Chicago, I basically just signed as soon as I stepped foot on there. my AAU coaches wanted to keep traveling. I feel like they wanted to keep moving around. I was a little tired of the situation. I was like, this is home. I'm not going nowhere else. I'm an hour away. I could go home for Thanksgiving, all type of stuff. So yeah, that was the situation with that, man.
So
That was pretty.
you ain't take the other two visits at all?
No, I ain't never go. I never went. I never went. I was man. I to this day I'm like maybe I should have went. Not saying I never would change my school. But I was like,
Right.
maybe I could have went, but after I look back, I was like, man, I was just tired and fed up with the living situation on my birthday.
No,
I
for
kind of wanted to stay away from the down south situation.
sure. I hear you. I hear you. You was scarred, huh?
Yeah, I was a little scarred. I could deal with that back home in Milwaukee and have a little security slightly,
Word, word. I hear you. I hear you. So you say, forget them next two schools. You signed with DePaul, right away. So then, as a 18, 19-year-old, like, what's your mindset? Like, then, okay, like I'm D1. Like that's a
Yeah,
check. That's a check off the list, right? Like I'm D1. So like,
yeah.
what's your mindset going into DePaul?
Man, basically like go in there and just kill everybody, try to score as much as I can to try to start or just get in the rotation so the coach won't yell at me because everybody like, the one thing that everybody was telling like when you get to college, the coach is you're going to learn, the coach is going to yell at you. Because I used to be the slightly high head when I was younger. I didn't like to get yelled at. So they used to tell me when I get to college, like, yeah, yell at me. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I was kind of trying not to do. So I'd go in there and try to do everything right. You know what I mean? And he'd still yell at me.
Yeah,
You know
for
what
sure.
I mean? So then I kind of not yell back, but I would say something he didn't like. Then
Yeah,
he'll make all of us run. Then everybody mad at me.
that
That
sounds
was
about
my
right.
first year a little bit.
That sounds about right. But you had a OG there though, right?
Yeah. I had a couple. I had a couple of OGs. I had Q-Mine Greer, I had Dre
Yep.
Denner,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Q-Mine Greer.
ourselves. Yeah. That was Q-Mine was my roommate my first year. You know
Oh, y'all
what
was
I mean?
roommates?
Yeah, my first year, his senior year, we was roommates. I had to
Oh, that's
sleep on the couch. That's the initiation for DePaul when I was coming in. When I was coming through, the freshmen got to sleep in the living room.
really.
Yeah.
So give me the setup. So it's like they got like kind of suites or whatever. So it's like,
Yeah, kind of like a condo style, like a room. Then there's a living room, kitchen. Then there's upstairs.
oh,
So
okay.
somebody got the room, somebody got the upstairs, and I got the living room.
That's wild.
The whole year.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
y'all know how college comes. You feel me?
I hear, yeah. Trust me, I know. Damn.
So
So yeah, that's wild. Damn. But I mean, I guess. So
it was
would you
fun.
have?
It was really fun.
I was
Though. It was
about to
really
say that. So would you have preferred that over the dorms?
No, I would prefer that because once he go upstairs, then they close this door. I'm kind of by myself now.
Yeah.
With the dorm, you always with somebody.
And Q a quiet dude too. Like
Yeah,
he ain't gonna
yeah,
bother you. He ain't gonna do
yeah.
no bullshit.
Yeah, Q ain't really, he ain't really coming out too much.
Oh, that's damn. I ain't know that.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a freshman initiation type thing.
Yeah. So in practice, if I'm already like waking up in the living room, you know how angry I'm coming in practice. You know?
You got
So
you got plenty steam to blow off, huh?
yeah, I got plenty of things to blow. Like y'all put me in the living room. Like, oh, okay. I see. Ain't no respect around here.
That's
Okay.
wild.
Then another thing, my point guard, his name was Cliff Clinkscales, right?
I played against him. He played with
Oh
the
yeah,
Atlanta. He played with the Atlanta Celtics.
yeah, he did.
Lefty.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's my point guard. So when he came, he was getting all the like press,
mhm.
and like they really want to talk. So that fueled my fire too. Like, dang, ain't nobody talking to me either. I'm like, okay. Then I got like 7 DMPs my freshman year straight. So and I was like, I see why they ain't talking to me. You know,
What was the reason behind the DMP?
I think just being a little rebellion.
Okay.
Talking back a little bit. You know, bad to say, but typical Milwaukee stuff. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Yep. No, that sound about right. So did you like your freshman year? You figured it out a little bit.
Yeah, I figured it out once. Once he struck me with them 7 DMPs, I like locked all the way in. Like, man, like you said back in high school, like our games used to be rocking. So I feel like I'm one of the guys to the point. Like I don't want nobody back home see me riding on the bench. You know what I mean? I can't be on the bench. You know what I mean? Like I'm looked at as a scorer. I need to be out there if I'm a scorer. You know what I mean? So every day in practice, I just used to go harder to the guys. Like almost didn't even like me because if a ball was on the floor, I like just fell all the way out. You know
You
what
already
I mean?
know. You already know.
They trying to save their knees. You know what I mean?
Tell
So
them get
they
on the
mad.
flow. They got to get on
Yeah,
the flow.
I'm young, freshman. They seniors. So they really like, man, little dude need to chill out. You know what I mean? This is big dudes I'm talking about too. You
Yeah.
know. So every day I almost left with a knot on my head, but like from an elbow, to be honest. That's just how kind of I had to lose it to even play. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't used to the type of practice that Division Ones had. Like the whole first month, it was nothing but conditioning, like nothing but a conditioning practice. I'm like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, I never even knew what it was until college. You
Yeah.
know, like I was so all that kind of like rev me up because then I'm in the most shape of my life too as a freshman too. You know what I mean? So in practice, I was like just scoring all the time too, playing 1-on-1 with the coach, beating him. He used to be cheating a little bit, you know.
Of course.
I was the coach, you know what I mean? So I used to always stay in the gym there because I seen Q walking. When I walked in on my visit, I seen him shooting on the gun, you know. So when I seen that, I'm like, oh, then he was like killing. Like in open gym, they was kind of scared to guard him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I ain't holding Q today. So when I seen that, I'm like, oh, that's how you get called. So then I started staying in the gym, you know what I mean, in there too, because they looked at me like I ain't really was good. So after those 7 DMBs, he told me one time that he'll be like I learned against the Cincinnati boys because that's when they had Jason Maxwell and James White and all these big guys. You know what I mean? So he was like, "You gonna learn," and that was my kind of breakout game. Even though he lost by like 20, I scored like 11 in like 2 minutes. So they like, all right, now he can play. So after that, I just was playing. You know what I mean? My freshman. Yeah, so I get in just to score, like come in right, trying to score, already solidified. Y'all know what I'm coming in to do.
Getting to it right away.
Right to it.
So okay, so that's your freshman year. So you kind of right your wrong, so to speak. With the coach or whatever, get back in good grace. So then coming into your sophomore year, what's your mindset like? What's your approach to the season?
Our seniors gone, right? So Q Lee, Drake Lee, LeVar Lee. So that's probably our main 3 players. So we had a guy named Sam Mejia. He was pretty good too. He was supposed to go to the NBA. He got drafted. So we had him. And once I seen that, I'm like, hold up, I might can do something here. I could slide into this starting lineup. You know what I mean? So I came home and just put the work in. You know what I mean? Went back. Amari was probably like 7 men at the time. So if them 3 leave, I'm already feeling like I am the starter at the time.
Right.
So I just came back and just put my head down. That was probably one of the worst years because we transferred to the Big East. Ooh. Our first year was in Conference USA. My sophomore year, we transferred to the Big East. So that Conference USA stuff really wasn't working in the Big East. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we basically got washed and we had to go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? So we're going to skip all the way to the junior year.
Yeah, let's do that. We can do that. Say less. On to junior year. Let's talk about it.
So then we get Sammy Mejia come a senior. I'm a sophomore, and we get Wilson Chandler. No, Sammy he a senior. I'm a junior. Wilson Chandler a sophomore, and that's when we kind of put it together. Cliff Klingspell, we all still there. Zoe Thompson, he was a big name in Chicago. Wesley Green, a huge name up in Florida. Like we had a lot of people. Karan Clark played on the same team as Sebastian. Like we had a couple people with like names that was really playing, So we started really putting it together our junior year. But we got to the Big East tournament, and it was between us and Villanova who was going to win. I forgot who they had that year. I want to say Scotty Reynolds, maybe that Scotty Reynolds team. Yeah. So it was between us two, and Scotty Reynolds gamed us, I believe, if I remember correctly. He kind of put the dagger in us. So that was the end of my NCAA run. I never went to the NCAAs in college.
But you had a great great career. You finished, I think your senior year, you finished averaging about 17 and a half.
Yeah. Second team all Big East. You know what I mean?
You think you should have got first team?
No, I'm more upset about my junior year. I feel like I should have got at least second team my junior year because I led our team in points just in the Big East, not the season. In the Big East, I led it. And I got honorable mention. Then other guys on my team got something higher. So I was like, dang, how that? All right, I see how it's going.
Politics,
the Milwaukee guy. The little Milwaukee guy.
You know how that go. Politics as usual.
Nah, it was cool. It stripped some more fire. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. So, like I said, you finish up at DePaul. What's your site? You got your site set on like some league workouts, some over. For a fact you going overseas. Like, what's your post?
Honestly, I ain't really know nothing about overseas at this time. I'm averaging 17. I kind of got a little, big hair a little bit. I'm averaging 17. I'm going to I'm gonna make it somehow, but as it got closer and closer to the draft, I'm like, I don't know, I might not get that call, you know what I mean? Like, so I end up not getting the call, but I had an agent, a pretty good agent, you know what I mean? He basically gave me a contract, like, soon the draft basically was over, like, here you go, you're going to Israel. And so I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like this the only other option I got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To keep playing. He like, I mean, or you go to D League for less money. I'm like, nah, I'm I'm just gonna go overseas wherever you send me, man. Come on. So I went to Israel my first year out in the top of Israel. Yeah.
So you got a long, like interesting kind of professional career. So I
Mhm.
kind of want to break them down. So after Israel, or how let's talk about Israel. Let's talk about the Israel experience. How was that? Like you coming from Milwaukee to Laurinburg to Chicago to Israel.
Israel, man. Man, it was so like crazy because, like you said, I'm coming from strict. I never been overseas at this time. I never, you know what I mean. Think driving to Mississippi probably was farthest thing I ran to this. So when I get to Israel, like I'm so dumbfounded about overseas that I leave without a cell phone, a laptop, and at this time it wasn't an iPhone or anything. So you know what I mean. So if I did have a phone, it was a phone that really wasn't gonna work, right? So I'm all the way in this foreign country with no communication, but a house phone I kind of don't know how to use at the time. So I had to go like next door. They didn't speak English, you know. So my teammates end up coming to my house and like basically showing me what to do type deal, right?
Mhm.
So after that, they showed me how to call home. So I called moms. But the experience in Israel, like it kind of really introduced me to a professional, like because once I got there, I come from college where you had to go to 4 classes a day, lift weights, study hall, run in the morning, like so many things you have to do
Yeah.
in college as a college athlete. Once you go professional, they test your professionalism by leaving you so much room throughout the day. So my first year, I was practicing probably 2 hours a day max. So you have the rest of the day to yourself. You know what I mean? So if you ain't living your life like a professional, you can easily get out of shape. You know what
For
I mean?
sure.
So that kind of taught me that part of it. Then I was young, and it was a lot of older guys there making a lot of money. So I was losing a lot. After losing from DePaul, I got there my first year. I was losing a lot there, and I was kind of, expressing my frustration on the court. And a lot of the older guys was just telling me like, "Relax, man. You'll be good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." So, but I didn't even listen to that. I just was so hot, I just was like in my own like world. Like, man, y'all don't know what's going on over
Right.
here, not knowing they actually do. You know, so man, that part was pretty cool of it. Like they the food, like one thing about the food, like a lot of times, probably we don't talk about the food side. Like over there, you got to think it's called kosher, right? They don't eat no cheese and meat together.
Mm.
No cheese and meat together. So when I first get there, I'm going to the Pizza Hut. And can I get a pepperoni pizza? Like, what is that?
Pepperoni.
Like sausage pizza? No, what is that? You know what I mean? So the food side thing, it could be helpful, which it is helpful because most things over there overseas is a lot more healthy than our stuff, right? So they eat healthy eating over there is easy, so that helped me stay in shape too,
Gotcha.
right? So I ended up averaging 17 points over there. So as a rookie, I went straight to a professional situation after 17. So after that, a team came to me, wanted to sign me for a couple of years, right?
Mhm.
But my agent ended up dropping a deal or whatever. I never heard nothing about the deal. So I ended up leaving Israel and going to Germany. Right? No, I went to Iceland after that.
Iceland.
Yeah, I ended up in Iceland after I
Okay.
left Germany. When the deal fell through, I ended up in Iceland. Like Iceland was more relaxed because it was like I was like too good to be there. Not not to like toot my own horn too much,
No, I
but
feel you.
it was like a league that was trying to get somewhere, but
Mhm.
I just ended up being there by accident. So like the type of play they was, the style of play they was, the level of play they was having, it was easy for me to play. So I ended up getting to the championship there, which that would have been like 5 in my career, but I ended up getting hurt. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
my ankle pretty bad, and then my team lost due to me rolling my ankle. You know what I mean? So then after that, uh, I go to Germany because they didn't really respect Iceland because I was really trying to make a lot of money because I'm seeing people make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like when I was out there, I think the Israel Tel Aviv signed Carlos Aurora for like 2.5.
Hey,
Like I'm like, whoa. I'm trying to see what that be like. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
that's really the drive. Like so then I get to they tell me nobody respects Iceland. So I'm like, dang, what about what I did in Israel? And like that was 2 years ago. So I'm like, ouch. And then like, okay. I hop back on a bike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
End up in Germany. I killed Germany with some good guys, Marcin Marco and a dude named Trey Hamp, you know what I mean? We end up like coming second place. And then the top league wanted me, but I had such a good time in Israel. I tried to go back to Israel. You know what I mean? Like where Israel is like one of the places because when I was losing, I was just going out every night just to try to cut with the pain. Just going every night, going out. I practiced at 6 o'clock, so I practice 6 to 8. Go out. 6 to 7:30. Go home, shower, go out all night, sleep all day. That was like my routine, how to cut with the losing. Because in my deal they gave me a stipend like $1,000 if I win. So and I wasn't winning any games, so I was like really going through it. Like I can't,
Yeah.
how much money I could go home with and
Right.
help. You know what I
Just
mean?
just off of bonuses.
Yeah, just our bonuses. It wasn't them dudes was grown man when I was a little boy when in Israel.
I feel you.
No, sure, sure.
So how did you get introduced to Japan?
I got introduced to Japan through Ray Nixon.
Oh, word. Oh, shout out Ray
Yeah,
T. Yeah.
yeah, Ray T, man. I got released from Israel when I just said I'll try to go back.
Mhm.
I'll go back and get released. And then when I was at home, I was going through my friend list, and I seen Ray T, and I just reached out to him like, "Man, who your agent or whatever? You think you could introduce me so I get out there?" And he introduced me to him. Man, dude got me out there in 2 weeks.
Eh,
2 weeks. Man. I was like, man, Ray T, man, thank you, man. You know what I mean? Nah, Ray T, one of my close friends, man. We still talk to this day. You know
That's what's up. That's what's up.
what I mean?
So how was it playing in Japan? If I feel like that's where you really like found your your
Yeah,
overseas
yeah,
stride.
for sure, for sure, for sure. That's when I really kind of put it together. It was kind of like real easy once I got under his coach. His name was Reggie Gary. You know what I mean? He went to Arizona. He was a good player. He ended up going to the league, playing the Spurs for like 2 years, I think.
Okay.
And then, so when I got there, he kind of like introduced me to the real way to use the pick and roll and utilize your teammates. So once I got under him, man, it was really like an easy process and an easy thing to buy into his system. You know what I mean? So once I got that down, it was everything else came pretty much natural.
That's dope. So like so you played in Israel, Iceland, Germany, Japan, like number of different
Mm-hmm.
countries, right? So like what's some free game that you would give a college athlete that's coming out that's thinking about, or that's close to becoming a overseas basketball player?
Like guys that like it's like different levels to the
So like
overseas.
at say at your level,
Okay,
the mid to
okay,
high division 1 level.
man, find a home where you can curate a body of work where they just gonna keep paying you just because what you created. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how it was once I got to Japan. Like I was bouncing around. I wanted to like move around and go over here and go there, but I kind of I forgot what kind of snapped in my mind. Pretty much probably when I got there, it was the first place ever that the fans, if you lose, they still clap and happy and give you gifts. Over there, they give you gifts after the game, like
Oh, wow.
all type of gifts. Like I seen people get PlayStations. I seen a guy get a G Shock every game. Like they go crazy for the people who they're a fan of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
No, I love it. I love it. So let's break down those years in Japan, man. Like just talk about that experience and like what it was like, playing over there. You already talked a little bit about the fan base, but
Mm,
how was that competition? Because you finally got some championships over there too.
yeah. Yeah. I finally found out, man, how to destroy the opponent in all the ways to win. You know what I mean? So Japan, it was like the first place that you actually could let your hair down. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got to worry about nothing, no violence. You might got to worry about an earthquake or two, or a typhoon,
Yeah,
but you ain't got to worry about nothing that's really too much, harmful like that. Like kids are walking to school, is all type of good things going on. So that kind of helped me focus on basketball too. It's pretty quiet. The food, like they eat a lot of seafood, which keep them in good shape, right? So they really focus on longevity. They want the longest living cultures out in the world. So that pretty much helped me a lot too with playing so long. So once I created the championship um, pedigree, take that part out too, Leaf.
that's right. That's right. Pedigree. That's the right word.
Because once I began to win the championships, it was like everybody just wanted you because you knew how to win. So that's why I say get somewhere and create a body of work in one country where they just know what you do and they know how much you get paid and you don't have to go nowhere else and they have to look you up anymore. You know what I mean? That's the game that I can give to the next. When you find some place that just it fits you and your game, because one thing about Japan, we didn't practice too hard or 2 times a day anymore. That's another reason why I'm like, oh, okay, this is my speed right here. I can do this. You know what I mean? Like Europe, we was practicing twice a day, 1 day conditioning, like 2 days. Like it was just a lot. So when I got there, I honestly knew like this was something that fits my game and it helps me excel. So first, find a place that actually fits your game, then curate a body of work for them to keep you there as long as possible.
That's real. That's real. That's real. I love that. I love that. So, you're an ultimate professional, right? 15 years, 4 championships. Like, so I'm curious to know, like, what was like that the off season work look like? What did that look like?
Mm, mm. The off season work, that's where it comes in. Like people see me and say, "Oh, Draelon, you're supposed to go to the NBA." Now I tell them like, "Nah, that's probably what you think, but like a guy like Westbrook, like look how hard he plays. You know what I mean? Like, look how hard these guys playing. Like, you have to be in the gym every day, all day, to be able to play that hard. To average triple double for 3 years straight, you have to be in crazy shape. I wasn't one to be in the gym all that time. You know what I mean? Like I was being in the gym just enough to get me by.
Yeah.
And then once I get to overseas, they're gonna kill me so much in training camp that I can get back to where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? So that was one of my downfalls, like I say lazy, even though I don't really want to say it, but the truth about it is I probably had a lazy bone in me and not to really put my all into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, but when you would work out, like,
Mhm.
was it just all like basketball work, or would you do like weights and like go down by the
Yeah.
lake or train or whatever?
No, I did all that. I did
Okay.
all that. I
Oh,
lift weights. I
just
lift
not at a high
weights.
clip.
Yeah, like
Got
a higher clip than others. Like
right.
a way higher clip than others. But I'm talking about to the Westbrooks and those guys,
Hmm.
not that high. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Like I did enough just to get by,
I got
basically.
it. Makes
You know
sense.
what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of how it was. So like I come home and I'll have like one year in DePaul, I had 3 days, 3 times a day, professional. I had days where I wake up 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? 7 in the morning, work out 12, come back at play runs at 7. You know what I mean? Real good work. I had it, but not every day. I mean, not for years straight. Like
Right.
I'm taking breaks. Then when I got to Japan, if you go to the championship, you get home like June 4th,
Oh wow.
right? So then they ask you to come back end of August. So you're like, man, I just been over 10 months and you want me to come back already? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be crazy. Like, I can't, like, you want me to work out? I got to see my family. Like, I can't, like, I got to get here and not see my family, my friends. You know how your friends is, oh, what's up? We
Yeah.
gonna party. So, like, and I start throwing parties. That's another thing that kind of like, I feel everybody like in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't too beneficial for me, you know?
Yeah. And I was gonna ask you about that because as we were talking about the off season and whatnot, like
Yeah.
the photo shoot,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
photo
Hmm.
shoot parties.
Yeah.
I went to the one at Turner Hall and then the one at Molly Cool's. The
Yeah.
one at Turner Hall was cracking.
Yeah. I ain't really too much feeling when I turn a hall like that, though.
You didn't?
Nah, I ain't really like it too much.
Why not?
I
Like
don't
the
know. It just
venue?
seemed like it was too spread out where it didn't seem like it was so many people. So I didn't
Yeah,
feel like it lived up to what our parties was really about.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
how did you get into like throwing parties in the off season?
Uh, Parties always kind of been around our life, though. You
That's
know what
true.
I mean? So,
Yep. Yep.
man, my mama threw me like an 18-year-old birthday party, and it turned out pretty good.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
so, and you know, when I was overseas, that was when I started playing overseas. So I was making some money at the time, and I just was trying to find ways to, keep making money. And one time, just an idea just popped in my head, and I kind of played off the fact that us in Milwaukee love to get dressed on the 4th. And
Yep.
then around that time, the Gucci song was coming out, like the photo shoot,
Yep.
the photo shoot. And I kind of we all try to put our own spin on it. And, we end up doing it. And I mean, the party kind of was history a little bit. Yeah.
It was cracking. It definitely was
Yeah.
cracking.
Yeah, for the time being, I like what it did. For
Yeah.
sure.
So but you said it kind of had a negative effect on you. You feel like?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The time I'm planning for a party or the time I'm going to the party, the time I'm waking up in the morning and not getting up to practice because I'm tired from staying out all night waiting for the door to close. Like it takes a lot away
God,
from the fact that you need to be getting better each time. Like after I X the party situation out, that's when I like start excelling in basketball. You know what I mean? Like I heard Tyler Perry say, like, like if you got 25, like if you got four things you're doing at 25%, you're only doing 25%. Like you got to put all that 100% in one thing, then all the other things, will show itself. So that's kind of how I took that advice and used it to basketball, and it worked for me. So
for sure.
it's something I use to my life right now, to be honest with you.
Definitely did. Definitely did. So how did marriage and fatherhood kind of affect your grind?
It kind of affected my grind. Like now I have like people watching me that I have to show. Like I wanted my son to see. I don't want him to be, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh man, so I want him to watch and learn and just love it just because like he grew up around it and watched it and his daddy do it already, and it happened that way. So the grind comes from me coming home to them after a bad game, and I can't be mad because they don't know really what happened, and they just like, hey, dad.
Yep.
But that helped me go on about the losses. Like I watched get that loss out of here, now it's next. You know what I mean? So they really helped me like that. Then my wife put a lot of structure in my life. How we live. Like coming in, dropping your pants right on the floor, your shoes over there, your shoes over here. Like she helped me out a lot with that situation. So once the family thing came in, it was like, basically learning the game of basketball at a higher level than people really know. You know what I mean? Like really studying the situation, like the playbooks, like buying into the offenses, like knowing what everybody at, like that really helped me because now, like I wanted more out of basketball. You know what I mean? And I wanted to provide for my kids. I wanted all of them to be able to experience that. So each year you leave, you on another contract. So if you don't perform that year, you're not coming back on another contract. So each year is like 1 year contract, 1 year contract, 1 year contract. So if I don't do what I need to do, the contract don't come, right? And I can't feed my family. So that's the whole motivation. There's a cutthroat business over there too.
Absolutely.
I done been cut 4 times. You know what I mean? Like you could be cut the next day. They don't think, they don't care. You know what I mean? Give you a ticket home and tell you, nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sure.
That's rough.
It get real rough. No, it get rough. No, you definitely have to work on the mental side of professional basketball. You know what I mean? For sure. Like, let's say you playing good. You know what I mean? You making some nice money. The season over. You have a little fun. You got nice money. Nobody call you. You don't play. Your money keep going in, out your account, out your account, out your account. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So now they don't know really what to do. They've been playing basketball their whole life. You know what I mean? So it gets like really to a situation where you arguing with your agent, like, you ain't got me a job yet. Oh man, what's going on? Like now you and your agent is fighting. You understand? Like it really gets dark in professional basketball if you don't put your all into basketball.
Yeah.
Not just the fake all, some people like like real sacrifices. Like you see, I went to Laurenburg in a bad situation. Like the sacrifice you really have to take to be somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's a bar. That's good stuff. I mean, that's free game right there for sure, for sure. So how has it been for you, adjusting to life after basketball?
Man, honestly, I had 2 lives after basketball because I retired 1 year. Then the assistant coach for the first team I won a championship with, we was really close. And then he called me like, "Oh, you want to come back and get in some shape and maybe play again?" I'm like, "I'm out of shape. Like, if you're gonna allow me to get in shape, like, why not?"
Hell yeah, right.
But it was a situation where I had to look at the wife like, is it okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had been home for a little while. So I'm like, is it okay? She's like, if it's, people don't get that opportunity too many times. You know what I mean? So it really worked out great. So we go out there, and I got paid for half of the year just like practicing. I mean, I even had to play for a while.
Yeah.
So it was a great situation. I ended up getting my youngest daughter out there. It was one of my things to get all my kids a passport and get a stamp in there because I didn't know what a passport was until I went to Israel, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of my things was to get them all there. We ended up going to the monkey park, took them to the monkey park. If you ever see like the viral with the snow monkeys being in the mountains, and so they all experienced that. So it's been pretty great, man. And that's how I chose to end it, by getting all my kids out there in stamps.
Dope. That's dope. That's dope. So and it's still going. It's still going. So like let's talk about the background. the Burns Basketball Academy and Feed Purpose as well.
Okay. So Burns Basketball Academy is something I pretty much created in 2016 when I was still playing. Like, it initially started off with a camp, you know what I mean? And a lot of the guys really enjoyed the camp, and they always asking like, "Is it a year-round thing? Can we do it? Can we come back? Can we come back?" So I kind of stepped away from it because I just was on the camp at the time, and I just kept it around. So once I retired the second time, I knew what my purpose was now. You know what I mean? So I went back to that situation overseas in Japan to actually work on the mental side of me retiring last time because it was rough. You know what I mean? So once I got it together a little bit, I kind of knew what I was going to do. Come back, train kids, teach them what I done been taught. Because I feel like I learned a lot with all the 15 years and championships, all-star games, the ups, the downs. I feel like I know so much about the game that my purpose is to give back to the game from the city that birthed me and got me to where I wanted to be. You know what I mean? So that's where ultimately this come from. Right now, we just started. It's our first year with some teams. We stand local at this point. We just training and trying to get better. We got like a 3-year program or plan where I feel like in 3 years these guys should be ready to compete. Right now, we're working on a lot of stuff on the back end where we can eventually get a building and turn this into like a real academy in schools and teach trades and stuff like that, where we give people businesses so when they through with basketball, they could come back and put windows in and install windows and paint and put up drywall and stuff like this. So you don't have to come back and not know what you're doing after basketball. You learn how to retire the right way. You know what I mean? And hopefully come back and help build BBA, Burns Basketball Academy. And if not, we'll help you build your own thing. Kind of like the Rebels kind of do for me. You know what I mean? They hook me up. They give me a lot of pointers on how to do the nonprofit. And that's where Feed Purpose come in. You know, they really help me with the community engagement events. We put together a wellness camp soon. Yeah, we're doing a lot of cleanups around the city. So yeah, we in the community, man, with the Team Purpose and the Rebels, the Burns Basketball Academy is a lot of people. And like I said, it makes me feel good to give back. And I feel like if it makes you feel good, I mean, you're in the right way. And the kids really listen, man. They really, I got a good group of kids that actually listen and want to learn, you know? So it makes it easy to come there every day to help these guys get better.
What age groups are you working with for Burns Basketball Academy?
Right now, I got middle school and elementary kids.
Okay.
So 6th, 7th, 8th graders. Then I got 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But look out on first and second graders coming real soon.
Nice. Yeah, no, my son's starting to get into it. He 4th grade right now. He was into it, then he kind of got out of it, but now he locked in. So I might have to tap in with
you. Yeah, no, come on, man.
You already know.
Come on.
All right. Well, Dre, we coming down the home stretch, dog. I got 5 rapid fire questions for you.
Okay, come on.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. First one: soul food or seafood?
Soul food.
All right. I ain't know how long you have been over in Japan. I ain't know if that
Nah,
changed.
I don't eat shellfish.
Oh, got you. Okay.
I'm allergic.
What's the last song you played?
Future and Metro Boomin, something off that album.
Yep, got you. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Wolverine. What is called when he
The claws?
when he heal fast.
Oh, the heel fast. Oh, yeah.
I take the heel fast.
Yeah, I got you. You plus so it's a table of 6, right?
Yeah.
So you plus 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Me plus 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Yep. Whoever you want at your table.
Dame Dash, Kanye.
Okay.
Shaq, Barkley.
One more.
Shay.
Got to get the club Shay, right? Shay got it cracking with Cat Williams, didn't he? All right. Last one. And this one ain't going to be as too rapid fire. You might have to think about this one for a little bit. Who is your all-time running Rebels starting five plus 6 man?
You're going to get me hurt, man, because I really wasn't like a basketball, like, kind of sewer like that, so I only knew like the big names, like, and I don't know who all was playing before me, but I think I know, right? So I'm gonna go with House, Wu-Wei, definitely in there.
Right. Yep.
Lou Chapman.
Shout out to Lou.
Well, E. Cook.
You got two more. You got 2 more. You have 4.
Looney.
Got to get Kevon in there.
And who else? I'll pick with Charlie. That's kind of rapid, and I thought I kind of was going.
Oh, and that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, because you could have went back and thought about it 5 more times and maybe have 5 different answers. So,
did I do the 6 man?
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you had Larry House, you had Lou Chapman, you had Kevon Looney, Charlie, Wu-Wei, and who was that? Who was that 6?
E. Cook, Looney.
Oh, E. Cook. I ain't say E. Cook. No, that's a tough 6.
That's a nice one to 6. And I feel like a lot of older guys, I think like Q was a rebel, but I don't think he ended a rebel. I don't think. A couple people were rebels, like Marshall, I think was a rebel for a minute, but I don't know if he ended one either. But that's why I didn't really put too many people in it.
No, I feel
no disrespect.
No disrespect. It's all love. Always. Well, Dre, man, like I said earlier, I know you don't do this often, so I really, really appreciate your time, man. Taking us on your journey, giving a lot of game and just just enlightening the people about, your story, man. So, want to give you your flowers. Like I said, you've always been a fierce competitor, always been a bucket. I'm glad I wasn't 6'5" and I didn't have to guard you. Me and Tyson used to, we used to battle, but yeah, no, you always was a smooth dude all on and off the court. So, I appreciate you pulling up to the pod and blessings.
No, I appreciate you, man, for having me for sure.
You already know. Well, there you have it, man. Another episode, Leef with the Legends podcast with the 15-year pro, Milwaukee legend. We got 4-time champ, my dog, Draelon Burns, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, man.
As always, be legendary or be lost. Peace.